All right, let's get this show started.
Alex Pereira is known for taking on the occasional side quest alongside his responsibilities as the current UFC light heavyweight champion. For his latest venture, he plans to corner Sean Strickland for his main event against Dricus du Plessis at UFC 312 this weekend. Many are saying this decision is crazy, and yet Poatan is determined to go with it regardless. This choice raises eyebrows, especially because Alex is set to defend his light heavyweight title against Magomed Ankalaev at UFC 313, and instead of putting all of his focus into preparing for the big clash, he's choosing to divide up his energy. In a recent YouTube video, Daniel Cormier questioned the decision, saying, "What we do know is that Alex Pereira is going to be fighting a guy that could be his most formidable opponent because of the style, but we also have to take into effect that his relationship with Strickland is so strong that he's willing to travel across the world to corner him. To me, it seems dangerous. It seems risky for Alex to go all the way to Australia, knowing everything that goes into a training camp and how hard that travel can be on your body when you're preparing to continue to defend your world championship. So how strong is that bond? How much does Sean Strickland now mean to Alex Pereira for him to take that risk? Because trust me, it's a risk." Now, during a recent interview with MMA Fighting, Strickland's head coach Erick Nicksick fired back at critics who are against having Pereira in their corner at UFC 312. Nicksick explained why Poatan's presence means a lot for Sean and his team.
What people don't really understand, and I see some people thinking it's like a publicity thing, it's more about the comfortability in your corner. And not only that, what Alex is going to bring to the locker room. And Sean warms up very, very hard. Sean basically fights in the back to get his eyes and his rhythm and his timing on point. Who better to be back there to help you warm up than Alex freaking Pereira, right? Like, that guy's going to help. So I see, I've seen a couple comments here and there about he doesn't even speak English. He was in our corner for the last Dricus fight. He sat right behind me and he told me everything in my ear. Hey, make sure he teeps more, make sure he jabs more. We speak MMA. Right? There's enough for him to be able to say, to help, to be a resource for us. And look, if we're going to battle, who better to have in your corner than Alex Pereira? So I'll take him in any capacity that we can get. But there's a lot of deeper levels and layers of having in the corner than just him just standing there looking scary, So he's going to help us a ton during fight week, and I'm excited to have him out there.
A few months ago, ahead of UFC 304's title fight against Leon Edwards, Belal Muhammad's striking coach stated that Belal has hands like Canelo Alvarez. Now, Belal's posted a clip from a recent sparring session where he's seen beating up on his training partner who doesn't really look like much of a fighter. He captioned the video, "Canelo hands."
Strickland! He's balling up! Motherfucker, turn around! 7 seconds! Fuck him up, fuck him up. Time's up! Time's up! Watch it, baby!
UFC bantamweight contender Cory Sandhagen says he experienced a little heart attack yesterday. In a video shared to his socials, Cory explained that during a recent sparring session, he thought he had seriously injured his sparring partner.
Little breakdown from sparring. Connor steps in, boom, I hit him hard as shit in the liver with the right knee, okay? He has a fight coming up, all right? Don't feel too bad for him. This is just how it goes. What I didn't expect is to think that I had killed Connor, because when I go to check on him outside, this is what I see. It looks like he's throwing up damn blood. It looks exactly like blood. I'm about to have a heart attack. I look over at him. He's laughing and just telling me that it's beet juice. Stay safe.
Khamzat CHIMAEV is known for being a dangerous and great MMA fighter, but he's also got talent in other areas. In a recent video shared to his Instagram stories, Boris displayed his impressive soccer skills. Khabib's former bodyguard has been tragically killed on the streets of Melbourne. Sam the Punisher Abdulrahim, who once provided security for Khabib, was shot and killed in the underground car park of Preston's Quest Hotel in Melbourne's northern suburbs around 10 a.m. on Tuesday of last week. Abdulrahim had survived numerous violent attempts on his life, including 3 murder contracts, a prison attack, 3 assaults, a dozen firebombings, and 7 shootings. In one attempt, he was shot 8 times and narrowly escaped another barrage of bullets. The 32-year-old had been living in hiding since 2 shootings occurred at his family home in Thomastown last year. During Khabib's trip to Malaysia at the end of 2024, Abdul Rahim provided security despite being one of Australia's most wanted men. He was also a dedicated boxer who had an Instagram account brimming with training videos and highlights from his 8-0 professional boxing career. As many of you may have noticed, Anthony Smith is no longer co-hosting the Believe You Me podcast with Michael Bisping. In his place is former UFC fighter Paul Felder, which has left many fans wondering what happened to Smith. Bisping recently shared some details, revealing that Anthony completely stopped responding to him after his loss to Dominic Reyes at UFC 310. He left the podcast without any explanation. To make matters more surprising, Bisping discovered that Smith had started his own podcast all through social media. Despite that, Bisping said he has no beef with Smith and wishes him all the best.
A lot of people were asking about Anthony Smith and what's happening with the podcast. So just real quick, I wish Anthony nothing but the best of luck. If people watch this show and you're a long-time believer, shall we say, then you know Anthony was great on the show. We had some amazing conversations and I really enjoyed them. But with his schedule, with fighting and working ESPN and stuff, he wasn't here some of the time, you know, and other times I would have to get you to fill in. And then, you know, he went through a tough time. He lost a friend and a coach, and then he lost his fight, and we were just waiting for him. We were leaving him to it because that would usually be the process. If he lost a fight, he would take a week or 2 off and stuff like that, and we just never heard from him, you know. And then obviously I would have you filling in, and then all of a sudden we just saw that he was doing his own podcast somewhere else. So that's it. That's the story. There's no big fallout. There's no drama. There's no beef. I wish him nothing but the best, and I truly mean that. You know, I was a little bit shocked when I just was scrolling YouTube one day and I saw the On Paper podcast, but God bless him. Good for him. I wish him nothing but the best.
It's time for today's top memes. Third place was posted by Old Enough. Second place was posted by As Shopped As It Gets. And the top pick was posted by Notorious AI7. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe to stay in the talk.